It came with all the fanfare you'd expect. After 4 years of construction, China's new carrier, the Fujian, launched from a shipyard in Shanghai.
It is significant because it shows they can now build indigenously across the entire sort of panoply of naval assets from small ships. We know they've been turning out frigates and destroyers at an extraordinary rate. This is the first time they've built from scratch a supercarrier. And the second thing, of course, is it gives them the ability to genuinely project strike capabilities outside the first island chain, something they've had with the previous two carriers, but this is a huge step forward.
Navies worldwide are investing heavily in big ships. The US is building a fleet of Ford-class supercarriers, each costing $13 billion, while Britain has spent £8 billion on 2 new vessels. China's new carriers look very similar to America's, but they've opted, like Britain, to use conventional power rather than nuclear.
Whether or not to use nuclear propulsion is fundamental and adds huge cost and huge complexity. And there's a really good debate to be had as to whether it's actually worth that cost and complexity, because everything around the carrier isn't nuclear powered. So all the advantages you have as a ship are somewhat eroded by your support and logistics around you. So I think they've been, dare I say it, quite sensible this time to go with diesel power in this first turn of the handle.
So how do the 3 countries' carriers compare? Well, China already has 2 operational carriers, with the Fujian the first to be designed and built entirely in China. America's USS Gerald R. Ford entered service in 2017. It's the first of its class, with plans for a further 9 in the coming decades, replacing the Nimitz class on a one-for-one basis. The Royal Navy has HMS Queen Elizabeth and HMS Prince of Wales, both of which will serve for the next 50 years. In terms of size, satellite images show the Fujian is around 320 metres long, with a displacement of 80,000 tonnes. The new US carriers are slightly longer and weigh 20,000 tonnes more. The Royal Navy's 2 ships are the smallest, weighing in at 65,000 tonnes. What about the aircraft on board? Well, there's no real detail on how many jets the Fujian might carry, but there's reports China is developing a carrier version of its FC-31 stealth fighter. The new US carriers carry more than 75 aircraft, including dozens of F-35C Lightnings and FA-18 Super Hornets, while the Royal Navy ships can each accommodate up to 40 aircraft, including 24 F-35B short takeoff fighters. Finally, there's the launch systems. The Fujian has 3 catapults and is the first Chinese ship to have an electromagnetic rather than a steam-powered catapult. The Ford class has the same technology, promising a better launch rate. The UK carriers, meanwhile, don't use catapults. Their F-35Bs use a ski jump to take off before landing vertically back on the deck. So how long before the Fujian is fully operational?
Well, the Queen Elizabeth class from launch to fully operational was in the region of 5 to 6 years. That's good. That's fast. The Gerald R. Ford will be slower than that because they've had all these teething problems. So if the Chinese beat that, then they're doing well. Or, dare I say it, they're perhaps cutting corners. We know that some of their frigates and destroyers have captains with maybe as little as 8 years experience at sea. It'll be really interesting to see how long it takes to get this online. And I mean, it could be 5 years, it could be 10, it could be 15. I don't know.
China is thought to be planning several more aircraft carriers, taking it to second place in the world rankings behind America. While there's many unknowns about the Fujian, what is clear is the signal it sends, a symbol of Beijing's ambition to be a major maritime power. Simon Newton, Forces News. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.